Denise, guess what?
What, Abby?
We got chismes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of We Got Chisme. As usual, I'm Denise, and this is
Extremely
Sabicito. Ah,
Sabitito, apparently. Yeah.
perdón, Xavier. Yay! So, for today's episode, we have, well, the title that I chose is Sometimes Karma Needs a Little Push. You know, pew, pew, pew. Because a karma cannot always be a cat pouring on Taylor Swift's lap. See what I did that? I brought Taylor Swift to the conversation.
Wow. A Swifty talking.
Anywho, let's dive into the first story.
Ooh,
Ooh.
interesting. Let's see if somebody's pushing somebody off the cliff in these episodes.
I don't think I went that
That
extreme, but
far?
okay.
Okay.
Story number one, it comes from the subreddit Petty Revenge. And the title says, I let my upstairs neighbor's own cigarette butts get him fined. It says,
Okay.
I live on the second floor of one of those apartment buildings with stacked balconies. And this guy above me kept flicking cigarette butts onto my balcony. At first, I cleaned them up. Then one left a burn mark on my outdoor rug. So I went upstairs and told him. The dude looked at me, shrugged, and said, maybe they blow over sometimes.
Oh,
Cool. If that's how you want to play, then it's how we're going to play. After that, I stopped picking them up, started dropping them into an old pasta sauce jar instead. Took a few photos too, just in case he tried acting stupid later. Then the building sent out an email saying they were doing balcony inspections that Friday because of fire hazard complaints. Perfect. So I left everything exactly where it was. Ash on the floor, burn mark on the rug, jar of nasty little filters on the table. When the property manager came by, I showed her the rug, the photos, and the beautiful butt fill jar. She stared at it for a second, looked up at me, and just went, wow. Then she went upstairs. About 15 minutes later, I heard his balcony door slam hard enough to shake mine. Later that evening, I saw him outside with one of those little metal ashtray cans clipped to his balcony railing. Turns out he did know where the cigarette buns were supposed to go. He just needed a fine to help him remember. My balcony stayed clean after that. So the dude was just leaning over the balcony and like doing the thingy. So all the ash thingies
ashes.
fell on her balcony. That's crazy.
Well, that's called being disgusting.
And inconsiderate.
They don't care about that. It's just disgusting.
They don't care about
At
anything.
least on my end, it's very disgusting. So, like, ew. Completely ew. We have no, we do not have that here because we are the one who lives on the second floor. But we never do that. So in the community where I live, I walk Suki certain spot for throughout the community. However, there is always one place that they do. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. He smokes cigars, which
Oh.
is worse. And he throw the cigars out of his balcony. So when I pass through there, I need to make sure my dog doesn't like sniff or trying to sniff them because some of the times they are like kind of still light up and they're not completely like off, and dogs, so they're trying to sniff everything,
Yeah.
and that's gross. That's very gross.
Gross. And beside that, especially like, your neighbor is throwing that out the balcony, and I'm assuming there's plants on the first floor that he can, throw them out and cause a fire.
I mean, no, because his balcony go to the street, um, like to the streets. It does not. But the pendejo have a bunch of plants. Like his balcony is full of plants. So
Oh,
like I'm like you can have like an asterisk where you can just and that's it. You have to dispose the recipient like out of your balcony. So and he also have a dog, which means like, come on, being old do not take away you being disgusting. So doesn't matter
yeah.
if you young or old, stop being disgusting. Like this neighbor, I don't care how old you are a disgusting human being. And for being lazy, it's good that you have a freaking fine pendejo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have do we have update on this one or no?
No update. We have comments.
Oh, I would love to see what other people think on this one to see if people
Uh,
think the same way I do.
Top comment says, when the neighbor wants to be a bot, fight fire with fire inspection. Well play.
That's good.
Yeah. And OP comments, funny how maybe they blow over, in quotes, turned into found the ashtray immediately the second management got involved. Because, you know, OP tried to warn them, tried to ask them nicely, hey, this happened to my rock. Can you please not do it again?
And he keep doing
Crazy.
it.
Instead of fixing it, he didn't care.
Yep.
And second comment says, good for you, and Smokey the Bear will thank you for helping prevent fires. And then OP says, Smokey will probably be less impressed with me and more offended that a grown ass man needed a fine before he could figure out the burning stuff should maybe, just maybe, stay on his own balcony.
They say
Somebody else comments, I was hoping you had filled up the yard then dump it on his doormat. And then OP says, well, I still have the jar left, a little souvenir. Left it just in case he stays off the righteous path. So maybe I will.
wow.
But yeah, there are many, many comments like that. And OP is very involved. So if you want to, keep reading more comments, you can always go to the story.
And just a reminder for all of us, we put a link of our story in our video descriptions, which you should read sometimes because they are hilarious.
Yes, I will put a lot of work into them. So go read them, please.
And make them as fast as possible.
Let's move on to story number 2. This one also comes from Petty Revenge, one of
Yep.
my favorite subreddits.
We're feeling petty today, I see.
Yep, yep, yep. Title is Exactly Boyfriend Learn Over and Over Again. It's a little bit confusing. I was also confused about for this title, but the story is good. At least the girl was very, very creative. So you'll see this. It says about 25 years ago, when fresh out of high school, I made the genius idea of moving in with my high school boyfriend while he was going to college out of state. I had no car, but was working my ass off 6 days a week to support us while he was in school. During one drunken evening, he started making very homophobic remarks about my family member who recently came out.
Oh,
I told him to shut up, but he kept going. Eventually, he passed out drunk. Cue petty revenge. He will always sleep naked, so while he snored, I took some Vaseline and greased his ass crack. Then greased the neck of a beer bottle and set the bottle next to him on the bedside table. Okay, she did some creative things right there. She's like, I slept on the couch that night. The next morning, I asked him how he slept. He mumbled something but did not make eye contact with me for almost a week. Never brought it up though. Okay, second, I caught him cheating on me, so I called a family member to come get me. A 6-hour drive. He again got drunk and started berating me for cheating. He started berating her for him cheating. What the heck? Cannot remember the exact words at this point, but again, he passed out drunk before I left. So, as a parting gift, I took my pre waxed strips and placed one in his leg, one on his chest, one across his eyebrow for him to rip off when he woke up. At the time, he was a heavy smoker, so I took everything he could use to light a cigarette with me as well. Every lighter, candle, match, even the toaster. I saw a pic of him a few years ago. That eyebrow still is not right. Whoops.
That's genius.
That is genius. I love this girl. She's my new hero.
Well, that's a very nice way to ask for revenge and very sudden too. Especially
Yeah.
just wait for him to get fucked up and fall asleep. But he didn't say anything when he wake up and have the grease in his crack.
He probably thought he did something that he could not remember, and since he was a homophobic, he better don't say anything.
Well, those who are very make those jokes when know somebody close to them does that. It's mean like they have try of they like stuff like that. So they're
So
just
maybe,
reflecting.
maybe he's gonna try the real deal now that he tried it in quotes, drunk with a beer bottle.
Um, Actually, the fact that he didn't say anything and never look at her into the eyes means like he probably already have done so.
Ooh,
Yeah. Otherwise, he will be flipping out as
maybe.
soon as he get up. So I guess he's used to have grease on his crack hole.
I guess so.
Yep.
Technically, the top comment says LMFAO, MFAO, I guess.
Yeah.
Like laughing my, laugh, how is
Laughing
that?
my
Laughing
fucking
my,
ass out loud.
that one, yes. So
Yeah.
they say that, and they say the Vaseline is perfect. And then someone says, no actual harm, but the implications, perfection. And OP says, yup, I did not do anything to him, but he never brought it up, so I never told him the truth. Let him learn not to be a homophobe. And then someone says, I can just picture him thinking, well, I did it twice while drunk, so I must have liked it at least the first time. Maybe I should try while sober. Then he finds out why you do not use an open bottle for such things.
It's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Oh my God. Somebody says hijacking for visibility. Never insert a bottle or other item with an opening on it into your rectum. Movement of that item can create a vacuum and suck your insides into the item and cause severe damage. Insert other items that were not designed for this purpose into your rectum can also land you in the ER when muscle contractions lead to those items getting pulled in to where you cannot retrieve them.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That thing just remind me. I don't know. In Discovery Channel. Well, for those who are not as young, uh, before in his Discovery Channel, they have this series called ER Visits or Stories
Mm,
of the ER.
I
Yeah,
remember those.
yeah. So you remember that every episode was at least one or two people going to the ER because they have inserted something in the rectum.
There were couples going to the ER for that.
Yes. So, and some of them was like, um, you know, all type of thing that you guys can think. Um,
Remote control. I remember one that it was a remote control.
I remember one day was like a shampoo
A shampoo.
container, but it was like a very, like that very thin, long one that we see like often like randomly over there, like very cheap. One of those. It was another one. There
How
was
cheap.
a flashlight, like an
Oh my
actual
God.
flashlight.
I wonder
And
what end.
they didn't show which end was on it.
And then if the little button was like inside, can you just like, squeeze and then turn on the flashlight? Become a human flashlight?
And it was another one that all type of things that it's long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the story that these people came up with, it was just amusing, especially the one from, oh my, I can have that so vivid. The one from the shampoo. Apparently, the shampoo was on the floor and he flipped, and coincidentally, his
Fell.
ass crack fall into the shampoo perfectly
Oh.
fine. That insert on it so deep inside that I was unable to pull it out. That's why he and his girlfriend have to go to the ER.
Oh, poor guy.
I,
Whoopsie.
I know that was a very unfortunate fall.
That was back in the day when people couldn't just say, I was horny.
Exactly. Oh, we were just trying something different per se.
Yeah.
So my guy has to have surgery in order to the
Remove
foreign
that
currency to be
shampoo bottle.
removed. Yeah, so now he's gonna
That's
have a
funny.
scar on his crack hope to remember for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Bye, toy, coño. Being chipped.
But yeah, there's a lot of comments just laughing at the eyebrows. They never grow back. The eyebrow thing was evil.
And well deserved because
Yeah,
for
he
what
was
she's
an
saying, he
ass.
deserved all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's
So
dive
next
in
one.
through the third one.
Story number 3. It comes from the subreddit Best of Redditor Updates, and the title is My brother tried to pull a fast one on his wife, and she did an Uno reverse, and I am laughing watching him scramble. It's like, my brother tried to. Sorry, that's the title again, but it's smaller. So this was posted more recently. Well, actually, the other ones I didn't even read when they were posted because this one is a best of Redditor update, so it like gives you the timeline. The other ones do not give it to you. So this one, the original post is like April 9, 2026. And it says, my brother, fake name Dick, and his wife, Anna, have been having some serious marital problems, which is 99% Dick's fault. Anna is a stay at home mom, goes to college online, and has a side business with an MLM. But whatever, she has made some new friends and seems to be happier. Before they had kids, Dick and Anna had a solid marriage. Anna told me after the kids came, the marriage slowly went downhill and now it's on life support. Anna does everything for the kids, and Dick wants a medal for watching the kids for 30 minutes while Anna cooks dinner. He is more than capable of taking care of them, but chooses to let Anna do everything if he can get away with it. The MLM Anna is involved in is having a big convention this week. We are locals, but Anna decided to do a staycation and is staying at a hotel near the convention with her friends. This has been planned for months. Anna told Dick to take time off work and made it very clear she needed a break, and this will be a good opportunity to network. Over Christmas, she asked him if he got approved for the time off, and he said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I told her he's going to mess this up for you, and she told me he better not. She called me in tears, and Dick texted her that an emergency came up at work and he will not be able to take off. He had to put in a long day on Tuesday and will be flying out on Wednesday. He was so sorry and will make it up to her. I thought she was going to have a breakdown. She could barely talk. I told her to calm down and finish packing and pick her kids up from school. I say I will watch them until Dick got home. She did not want me in the middle. I told her fuck Dick and we have never been close and I do not give a damn how he reacted. I watched the kids until Dick strolled in at 10 p.m. and told him he was a selfish piece of shit on my way out the door. He blasted my phone and I put him on do not disturb. I talked with Anna yesterday and he blasted her phone as well. She ended up telling him they could either get marriage counseling or see divorce lawyers, his choice, but he better stop calling her unless it was an emergency with the kids, or she was calling to talk to them. He cooled his jets after being told that. He stopped by my house and I spoke to him through the ring camera, and he asked me what he was supposed to do with the kids. I asked him if he even bothered to request a time off from work. He will not answer, and he will not answer me. Like, she asked him if he even bothered, and
So
he
he
will not
never
ask.
did.
Yeah, he will not answer me and say he had an important business trip. He said Anna will not give the contact info for the babysitters and asked me if I could watch the kids. I told him to get the fuck off my property with his bullshit. If he were any kind of parent, he would already have the contact info for the babysitter. Anna prepped meals for the kids, organized all their clothes for the week, and left a detailed itinerary of their schedule. What else does he need? Our parents and his in laws won't return his calls. He is flying solo this week and had to cancel his alleged business trip. Anna says she will get to the bottom of that when she gets back home. I hope she has the best time with her friends, and I hope Dick does not get a moment of peace. No one is buying his lies or coming to his rescue, and I laugh when I think about it. Good luck, bro.
You didn't pick other name to represent him, Dick.
Dick, he deserved the name.
So he Dick is being a dick, pretty much.
Dick is being an asshole.
Well, Dick is being a dick, so
The fact that he didn't know anything about his kids shows how much involved he is with his parenting. You know, I heard of a case of a kid that died and had autism, and all the parent cared about was about losing their money, the government money for that kid.
oh, I have another parents similar to that one too. That's what they utilize to survive. They don't work. That's what keep them going and pay their bills is the check from the government for that kid.
But you gotta be all kind of fucked up if you don't care that your kid die. All you care about is about the check.
Well, they do care about the kid too. So that's the plus. I guess it's not the same,
At least, no, it's not the
but
same
at
because
least they really care about that the kid
because
is
this one
it's
was not
well.
a, oh, I'm so sad that my kid dies. Oh, I'm so sad I'm gonna lose my paycheck.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. That's unthinkable. But yeah, so there is all type of people around, all type of parents,
Mm-hmm.
and so sometimes you think yourself like, if this is how you're gonna be taking care of a mini you per se, because it's a part of you at the end of the day, it's like, why even bother to bring it to existence just to make their
Mm-hmm.
life a little bit more difficult? Um, but like I always say, we encounter all type of people in this wonderful land
Yep.
that we live on. So to which it's karma would take its sweet time with those, but at the end of the day, it would bite them in the behind like an alligator.
Karma. Pew.
So hopefully karma for this one is sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we have some comments
Ooh.
for this. It says the top comment says, "How old are the kids? In their fight, the kids will be impacted. That they will not fit them. He needs to learn this, but not with children getting messed up in between." And then Opie says the kids are 4 and 6. They will be fed, and he's very capable of taking care of them, and he will take good care of them. Anna is in close contact with them. The issue is he tried to sabotage her staycation because he's selfish. And then the same, someone else commented, I think he was not just trying to sabotage it. It sounds like he had some side action plan as well. And then Opie says, I believe he's very capable of that. That is whole other can of worms Anna has chosen not to currently pursue. If he was planning some side action, it will not be happening this week. And they say, I had advised Anna to consult a divorce lawyer regardless. And then Opie says, I see this stunt being the final straw.
Girl, what took you so long?
She was hoping that things will get better. I mean, she did say things, went downhill after kids
After,
and her relationship is in life support.
well, remember, my dear, uh, that's more than that's all the evidence that you needed to reassure you that you were with a child
Mm-hmm.
and that he needed the attention like a little baby. And when you get your babies, that he didn't have the attention, well, you see what happened.
Them divorce is gonna force him to be more involved as a dad if they get time, timeshare. Because otherwise,
Would I want a person like that to have a timeshare with my kiddo, even though it's the father?
if the kids survive this weekend, I guess so.
Well, yeah, maybe the he got like a supervised visit where
Yeah.
somebody's observing while the time that he is with it. Because at the end of the day, he needs to exercise his rights as a parent. So it would not be
If he does a
fair.
good job.
Well, hopefully they'll survive.
We have an
Okay, that is
update.
interesting. Go ahead.
Come on, I was hoping for a bigger response, like, oh my god, we got an update kind of
Well,
thing.
I just want to see if he really fucked up or what's going on with the kids. So
You
just go
just,
ahead.
you just want the tea, you just want the chisme, like now.
Yeah, just come on, spit it out.
So the update comes April 13, 2026. It's last post was April 9, so it's only a few days later. And it says, I got a lot of messages for updates, so I'm going to leave it in the comments.
Oh, no
I am
shit.
going to start with the good news first. Anna is going to divorce Dick. Woo!
What a big
Thanks to a
surprise,
family
people, huh?
member. Huh?
What a big surprise.
Thanks to a family member, he was able to get an appointment. But I'm sorry. Thanks to a family member, she was able to get an appointment with a lawyer this week. She comes very highly recommended. When
Mm.
Anna came home on Sunday night, Nick was waiting with a suitcase and said it was his turn to take a vacation and he left. No arguing, he just left. In his warped mind, his silence is meant to punish Anna, but he's just making her life easier. While he's gone, she's going to be making copies of all the financial documents she can find. She hopes he really teaches her a lesson and stays gone. The house was a wreck. She moved all of Dick's crap from the master bedroom into his office. All his shit is laying on the floor. You cannot even walk in there. There is not even a room for a twin air mattress. The kids enjoyed their time with Dick. They were asking for him today and want to spend time with him.
Oh,
Anna called him and he did answer and spoke with the kids and told them he was on a business trip. She's going to file for joint custody. If he does not want 50% custody, then he will have to turn it down for the record. She also found out last Tuesday when he was supposed to be watching the kids, he was tagged in a picture at a bar playing pool. So much for working. He did not even untag himself, which shows he does not give a fuck. He does not love Anna or like her, but he must hate her to act like that. I don't get it. He absolutely disgusts me. So that's all I have to update. Asshole. I'm sorry. Dick.
but at least the kids survive and
And they were
he seems
happy.
to have a nice time with the kid at the end of the day.
And it's so sad though that those kids are like, oh my goodness, my dad. I finally get a dad. And then dad is like, I'm out.
Well,
As soon as mom gets home.
he was forced to be a dad.
Yeah, but you would hope that the moment that he spends time with his kids, he'd be like, damn it, I've been missing this out. I love my kids. They're amazing. They're fun. Instead of being like, okay, it's my turn. And he just leaves.
Um, remember, he was forced to be a dad.
Ugh.
When
But
you
you will
force to do
hope that
something,
he cared.
no. When you force to do things, shame work out.
Well,
At
I
least the
guess so.
kids, hey, at least the kids survive. That's what matters. They keep alive,
And they had fun.
and like she said, she's very smart, the bitch. She said like at least she's gonna file for joint custody. If he declined, that's entirely up to him. And I hope he declines, because then she got murdered.
Yeah, but then it's sad for the kids though, because the kids are gonna know that their dad declined on the record that they do know he does not want to be part of their lives, and that's gonna, those kids are gonna need therapy in the future.
No, they'd be fine.
Okay.
Trust me, they'd be fine. They'd be worse off if having a father figure over there that did nothing for them than just knowing like, okay, this pendejo didn't want me, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mommy gets a new boo boo that would like me more than my own dada.
You know what? Yes, that's true. Sometimes the step parents are better than the real one.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Let's move on to story number 4. So this one comes from the subreddit, Am I the butt face? And the title is, Am I the butt face for getting my neighbor's car towed instead of just asking him to move?
You are not, and I can relate to that shit. So keep going.
I live in a complex where parking is a total nightmare. And I pay a decent monthly fee for my designated spot. Designated spot, okay? There is this one guy who drives a beat up silver SUV, and he has this annoying habit of double parking or just straight up blocking my spot because he's too lazy to find street parking. For the first few weeks, I was being the nice guy, and I will knock on his door or wait for him to come out so I could ask him to move. Every single time, he will give me some lame excuse, like, "Oh, I was just stopping for a minute, and I did not think you would be back so soon." Last Friday, I came home after a 10-hour shift at the office. I was exhausted and I just wanted to park my car and go upstairs to play some games and decompress. Of course, I find his SUV blocking about half of my entrance. I stood there for a minute and I realized I am just done being his personal valet. I did not even bother knocking on his door this time. I just called the private towing company the handles or lot and told them there was an unauthorized vehicle blocking access to a paid spot. The tow truck showed up in like 20 minutes and hauled his car away. About an hour later, I hear him outside losing his mind. He eventually figured out what happened and came banging on my door like a maniac. He was screaming that the impound fees are huge and I should have just asked him to move one last time before ruining his week. I just told him through the door that the signs about towing are clearly posted and he should have thought about that before parking like an idiot. My girlfriend thinks I was a bit of a butt face for not giving him a final warning, but I feel like I already gave him a month worth of warnings. Am I the butt face for skipping the polite talk and going straight to the nuclear option?
No,
No, you're not.
you do it once, you do it twice, you do it a
Mm-hmm,
third
mm-hmm,
time, they take advantage of you every single time. They say like, oh,
mm-hmm,
he's
mm-hmm.
cool with it. So this way he learns that, well, you're not cool with it. You were being nice the first few times, but everybody has their limits. Especially when you come like the end of the week and it's like you have like a freaking day.
Yup.
So yeah, my brother once upon a time was living with me um in New Jersey. And but this happened to my brother. So I relate, but on the other side, I relate on the neighbor's side that he was told. My brother was lazy
Okay.
to pick up to look for parking because where we used to live before it was horrible for
Yeah.
parking.
Horrible.
So he was too lazy and he parked in when he not supposed to. And I told
Mm-hmm.
him like, my dude, you gonna get told. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, well, you don't know these people. They are petty as fuck. So you're gonna get told. He was like, I'm too tired. I'm gonna take a nap and I'm get up and find a parking spot. I'm like, okay, you've been
Okay.
warned. Don't ask for me later. Then he got took a nap of how long? 3 hours. By 9 p.m., Mister
He was
decides
done.
to get up and go downstairs to look for his car to find for parking, like at 9 p.m. Like, really, dude, you're gonna find parking at 9 p.m. at night on a freaking
Even
Thursday?
worse.
Well, that was easy for him because he was nowhere to be. The car was nowhere to be found.
The car was already parked
The car
in the
was already
impound
parked
lot.
on the parking spot of the tow company that towed his fucking car. So he called the police. I'm like, well, they told it they are here, so we have to call my older sister to come and give us a ride to go to the toll place. So $800 later, he got his car back, and then he kept like puffing and puffing, like, oh, now didn't have this money, and I have to spending. I'm like, well, that was a very expensive night, my dude. Hopefully, you learn
And
from
you
this.
were warned.
After that, he takes his time to look for parking. Never again. But sometimes people need to have, like, what happened with
A
the
reality check.
cigarettes. Yes, like the same thing that happened to do with the cigarettes in the first story. You need a freaking reality check, and don't take advantage of people who are trying to be nice and polite with you, because this is
There
what you
were
get.
so many times at my parents' house where people would just park because we had a wide driveway. But the issue is that people in that is a dead end street, so people all the time are double parking. So if someone double parks or parks wrong in front, the car cannot come out of the driveway unless it can completely, do the little loop thingy.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot do that if a car parks on both sides and they go over the lines, which by the way, they're not there because the town is a fucking mess. And they re-asphalt everything and never put the lines back on. So even we complained so many times and never came to put it on. It was a whole excuse like, oh, it's too hot, so our workers are not doing like too much this summer. And then in the winter,
What?
it's too cold, so our workers are not doing too much this summer. We'll put you in the list, and they never went.
And what happened with spring and fall? They
Thank
don't
you.
work.
Apparently they don't because there is too much pollen and there is too much
There's
I don't
much
know,
leaf
wind.
falling.
I don't know, yeah, but it's a freaking mess at town. Okay, so still, people that live there knows where the limits are and why we need, space to get out. But there is sometimes people that move there or just visits that likes to do that all the time. And I remember one time we asked nicely twice to this person. It was a minivan that was parking there, like always taking like a quarter of the driveway. And we'd be like, "Can you please not do this?" We left a note. We did everything, and they were still not doing it. It was a black car. I remember because I remember vividly that car because all the time he would be there. And then with us, I didn't say anything. One day we called the police and we were like, "Hey, somebody keeps parking here. We just need this car to leave." And then they go and they try when the tow company comes to take the car out, somebody notices. And then they come out, "Oh, it's my car, blah 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 blah." And be like, "Yeah, we try being nice." But yeah, thankfully they came out so the police didn't take them. But it has happened a couple of times. So some people will park there overnight and we had to call the tow company. Like my dad will come from work and couldn't park. And we had to take the car away and then we can park. It's that bad. People is like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be my driveway now." Like
Until
what?
they don't learn from the bad way, they will never get it, and they will continue doing that. Because people are lazy as that, like that, and very. I don't think it's lazy is the word. I will think like they are just unconsidered. People are just
Yeah,
not considered. So that's what they get. I
I
will
know.
really hope that they wouldn't come out on time, and they wouldn't freaking tow the car, so that way they can learn.
I mean, they learn. They never park there anymore.
Well, they better.
Thankfully.
And you know what happened when the neighbors see that one happens to once, they say like, "Oh, that might happen to me too, so I will not park there." So sometimes you need to
No.
be the little bitch
There,
to learn to
there
do
was
that.
one that caught an attitude when we told them to not do it. And they were like, "Yeah, this is my right park here." I was like, "No, your right is to park from this line and on, not to pass that line. There's no line." I was like, "Yeah, but you can see clearly the driveway, how open it
Well,
is."
for that one, I would say like, okay, thank you, not a problem. And I'm like, hi, there is a vehicle blocking my driveway here, and I'm unable to exit. Would you mind to come and toll it?
It's so bad. Lately, it's so bad. I've seen people fighting because people park in front of their house, but they don't have a driveway. Okay? They just don't want anyone parking there because their family member is going to park there. But I'm like, you cannot just tell someone to not park in a public space. It's not your driveway. But it's like
Yeah.
that bad it's becoming lately. Like people are fighting everywhere for parking. Like I remember when I just moved here, I came to park once after work and there was someone parking my spot. And I was just like, what? And then I had to go to the front and talk to them. And the funny thing was that I was waiting for someone from the office. And then a woman with a kid came in and she was like, oh, hi, hi. Are you waiting for someone? I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for someone in the office. It's like, I was like, somebody's parking my spot. I don't know if I should call someone or what. And she's like, oh, what's your spot number? And I say, this one. And she goes, oh, oh, okay. I am close by. And I was like, okay. And then she just walked away. And then when the person came and went to look at spot, the spot was empty. So I think it was her that was Parker or someone that she knew because according to the guy, said that sometimes people will park there because it was closer to the elevator. Or sometimes people will park there just to unload groceries or because they've been empty for a while. But but thankfully it was just one time. It never happened again.
But that's the thing.
Why
They
would you
just
do
need
that?
they just need like one little like scare in order to not do it again, because they think like, oh, they are too nice, so they will not do that to me, you know. But
No.
once you do it like once or twice, like, people talk even though they're not related. They usually don't talk on a daily basis, but
They just take advantage of people.
that little thing, like, oh, if you park there, they're going to tow your ass up, that they talk about it.
I
And
mean, the
then,
top comment says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
thank you.
Yep. And then OP says, for real, a month of warnings is more than enough final chances in my book. Yeah, a lot of people telling me, not the asshole. You gave him a month of warnings. He was not being lazy. He was being a bully who thought your time and money were not valuable. The fact that he was shocked when you finally follow the posted signs is entirely up to him. And then someone says, put a camera facing your spot or cameras in your car because you're gonna be getting a flat tire soon. And then OP says, I already have a dash cam that records on impact, but a dedicated camera for the spot is a smart move. It is, it is, it is, it is. I one time, because I have a camera in my car, but one time I was eating lunch in the parking lot at my old job because I didn't feel like being social. So I went to my car to eat alone. I was eating lunch and I see this car coming out of a parking spot. There was a lot of space. He came out of the parking spot and he hit a car.
Ah,
Like he hit it so hard that the bumper in the front fell a little bit. And then he just left casually, like nothing happened. And I went, what? And there's cameras all over. So I'm finishing my lunch. I'm about to leave. And the owner of the car comes. And the owner of the car that was hit, and this guy, I knew him. Like, I knew him from work. Like, he will just come into the apartment and we'll talk to him. And I'd be like, hey, somebody just hit your car. And then he went to check it out. He was like, oh my God, thank you. And he goes to check the security cameras. And they call the police on the guy because of
that's
hitting it.
great. And they deserve
Yep.
the shit. They deserve the shit.
Yeah, because how can you just hit it that hard and leave? What the heck? But anyway, we have talked too much about this one, I think.
Hey, because we are related to this crap and we have been through this in one side of the coin
Yeah.
of the other. Me on the coin that for my stupid brother to get told for being stupid, and you on the side that you have to be trying to threaten people to freaking get their car towed in order for them to stop parking when they're not supposed
Yes.
to.
Oh my
So,
goodness. So annoying. City problems, because I guess if you live outside, you have plenty of parking. But this is city problems. Living too
I'm
close.
happy I don't have that issue anymore.
No, same.
I
I'm
have
so happy.
I have my garage, and I also have my driveway that nobody dares to be parked in front of it. And if they do, well, there is a coal company like a block away. We're like,
Exactly. You know how much a peace of mind is to just live somewhere and come back at any time, and you know your spot is right there. You can just park. You don't have to look for anything. It's amazing.
it's
We're
just
very blessed in
relaxing.
that sense.
Yes, and even if somebody does that, I have plenty of parking so much surrounding.
Okay, so we can
Uh,
either end here or we can have the last story that I told you if you want to listen to the title and decide.
sure, go ahead.
The title is When I Smell My Fingers. Okay. And it comes from the subreddit Malicious Compliance.
Long, short,
Mwahahaha.
medium.
Short.
Let's go for it. Let's see what this finger smells like. What the heck? Hopefully not like Cheetos.
Hopefully not. It says, I have this aunt named Jean, who is, well, a bit of a jerk. One of those people who always wants to stir up drama, get people in trouble, cause fights, etc. When I was a teenager, she go out of her way to try to get me in trouble with my parents because she said they were too lenient, in quotes. At the time of this story, I am 14 years old. I had been a regular smoker for 4 years. I started early but quit in my late 20s, now 30 plus years tobacco free. My parents knew that I smoke, but had a don't ask, don't tell mentality about it. They had punished me if they caught me smoking at home, even though they both smoke, or outside, but otherwise pretty much ignore it. This lazy fair attitude drove the dear old Auntie Jeanette nuts. So she regularly tried to out me for smoking to get me in trouble. This included demanding to smell my fingers when I came home, or had been outside or out of sight for a while. If she smelled tobacco, she'd rather me to my mom, who'd usually ground me for a day or two. One day, dear old auntie was visiting my mom, and they're sitting at the table having a lovely, lovely little chingwang. When I when I came home and went in to say hi, and immediately dear old Auntie Jen demands to smell my fingers, I say, "Oh, wait a minute, I have to do something first," and ran upstairs before my mom finally got annoyed enough with dear old Auntie Jen's whining to force me to let her snip my digits. Sorry. Dear old auntie yelled after me, I better not hear the water running or I will know you washed the smoke stink off. Once upstairs, I went into the bathroom and proceeded to drop a nice stinky poo. Finish up as I normally would, but did not wash my hands, as per dear old Auntie Jen's orders. I came back down into the kitchen and presented my hand for dear old Auntie to sniff. She gave my fingers a good long inhale. Ew, that smells like shit, said dear old Auntie. I nodded thoughtfully and said, okay, before turning to pour myself a cup of coffee. I had my back to them, and there was a period of about 10 to 15 seconds of expectant silence as they waited for me to tell them what the smell was. Finally, my mom said, well, what was that smell? Oh, it was shit. Dear old auntie immediately began gagging and rushed to the sink. For some reasons, the actual smell of poop did not make her sick, but learning it was poop did. Not sure if legitimately psychosomatic or just more drama, but she spent several minutes wrenching in the sink. My mom was simultaneously amused but slightly annoyed and asked me why I did that. She told me not to wash my hands, just following orders. You want to sniff my fingers, dear old auntie? Enjoy a nose full of poop smell. And he'd be like, smell my fingers after wiping your butt. Oh my god.
Wow, I love the lesson provided to the auntie. At the same time, I'm like, my boy, you don't know how to wipe your ass? That
Probably
is
he even broke the toilet paper.
no, I think he did that on purpose. Because,
Yeah.
but if he have, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
concerned about this person and not know how to wipe his butt.
You know what's so funny is that somebody says this in the comments. They're like, your aunt needs to learn how hygiene works. And then someone says, Opie fixed herself a cup of coffee with shit on her fingers. Okay, that bothered me too. I was just like, ew, you're touching things with your shit on your fingers? Disgusting.
But good lesson for the auntie part. Whether you're personal hygiene, that's questionable and maybe for another story. But
Yeah.
kudos for you for the sinister payback to the auntie.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's never gonna ask you to smell your finger again.
No. Even though it is wild to start smoking at 10 years old. What the heck?
Hey, I
It
know
was the
somebody
70s.
who's yeah. So all the times, all the trends, because now the trends is babes.
True.
In the 70 was weed. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's the 80. The 80 was the youngsters started smoking weed very young age,
Mm.
all the way into the half of the 90s.
In the 70s was the cigarettes, and the 80s was weed.
Yeah, or backwards. I think it was backwards because before you people used to use a lot of like hippie, amor y peace, amor y paz. Los hippies were cuando en los 70, right? In the 70s, the hippies.
70, I think so. I
60,
don't know.
70,
I don't know
60,
history,
70.
my guy.
Oh, well, 60s, 70s, marijuana, then cigarettes, then weed again, then cigarettes, now weed and marijuana again. So it kept flipping back and forth.
People, stop.
Yeah, so but at least
Get addicted to this podcast. I would recommend that. Just listen to us every week.
in depth. And with that being said, at the end of this video, you will find the link for our most watched video, which is going to be displaying on the top of Denise's head. And you can follow up on here. It's going to be showing up right here.
I guess. I don't know. Up, down, whatever you find it, just click it.
Exactly. With that being said, so we hope to see you next time. Oh, another episode of We Got Chisme.
Woo! Bye
Bye.
bye.